Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing One Piece chapter 1005 titled Demon Child. Um so yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't read it already, of course, because we'll be discussing this chapter. So yeah, let's begin. So the first thing to notice about this chapter is the cover page. We get Katakuri eating donuts and it looks like he's in um Totland still, because there's a lot of food around him, and we see there's a dog and two cats as well eating with him. I don't think this is the first time we've gotten a cover page with Katakuri eating donuts, but yeah, and jumping right into it now. The chapter basically starts off and we see Black Maria has Sanji tied up and she's pummeling him, beating him up. She has him in the webs and she pulls out to beat him up now. She's using, instead of using her hands like before, she's using what seems to be brass knuckles of some sort, and she's beating him with that. I personally would like to believe that these aren't just plain brass knuckles, because I mean, that would make sense to use plain brass knuckles when you fight in Devil Fruit users. um, I would assume these are maybe made out of sea prism stone, so when she's fighting and she uses them, it would still affect those Logia users. But yeah, she continues to beat him up, and we see her staff or her crewmates then watching Sanji being beaten up, and they're like, he's such a hero. They're drooling over him basically because he wouldn't sell out Robin or call her, and they're just like, what a man. If he says something cool before he dies, they'll fall in love with him. And then while she's beating him now, he stops her and he says, wait, wait, wait. Um, you didn't give him a minute to say anything. You just beat him or beat him. And he screams out, Robin, come and help me. And he yells that he's on the third floor. And basically we get everyone reacting to Sanji now calling for help. In doing so, we see of course the messages broadcast through the people with the eye tag on their faces and the animals, so the animals could broadcast sound as well, and all the visions are linked. But we get panels now showing, we see while everyone's hearing these messages, we see what seems to be Hyogoro and Drake fighting Apu. Apu still not down. People were shitting on Apu all the time, but it looks like he is pretty durable because he got it from Zoro, Drake, and a few others, and he still keeps getting back up. We see Chopper making his antidote still, and he's still partially frozen because remember, Marco used his flame to reduce the spread time then of the ice oni virus. So Chopper is busy cooking up his cure. We see this guy from Kids Crew saying Sanji is pathetic. This scarecrow looking one, I forgot his name. We see Beppo as well, and I think that's Penguin or Sachi with him, and all of them hear Sanji crying for help. We see King is still fighting Marco, so that is pretty cool, but we don't see Queen. We don't see Queen at all, at all, at all. For some reason, we don't see Queen. So I'm assuming Queen ran away to go get the scabbards too, maybe. We see something that looks like a centaur smile user, but he has like their antlers, so I'm not sure what that would be. But yeah, Marco is holding off King, and it looks like King is firing something from his wings, so I'm not sure what it is he's firing. And we see there's two other smile users in the air with King. One looks like a butterfly and another looks like a bird. We then get a glimpse of Jinbei. We then get a glimpse of Jinbei fighting Who's Who. And Jinbei has armament haki on his hand, and it looks like he's doing pretty well, I guess. We see some scuff marks and bruises on his face, and the same for Husu. And next we see Frankie and Sasaki fighting, and Frankie is smiling. Well, General Frankie is smiling, and he's holding back Sasaki. Sasaki face looks pretty bruised up as well. So yeah, one thing to mention is that Jinbei mentions that Robin is famous and they must be after her knowledge, because remember, she's the only one that could read the poneglyphs, and Kaido also stated that he wanted Robin for that reason. We then get basically Marco saying these guys are fun. We see again that Nami and Usopp also hear Sanji calling for help, and Nami laments that basically it must be a woman, kind of like with Khalifa when he was fighting in Inia's lobby, how he couldn't hit a woman. So she assumes then most likely the only reason he's caught and calling for help is because it's a woman again. But Usopp spots one of the cats with the tag on its face now, and he mentions that they've seen it earlier as well. So this just proves that Kaido has these things lined up all over the place to get his info. Then we see a silhouette, as usual, of a leg, and Black Maria says well, that Sanji actually did that, and he tells her, you promised to let me go, so let me go now because I called her. And the snake neck lady, the snake neck, I guess that's a smile as well. She alludes Black Maria that someone is coming. But Black Maria also says to Sanji that she's not letting him go because he said he loved her, and because he said he loved her, she's going to keep him. And we see she has like 3 men in webs, I guess, tied up, not really at posts, but hanging from the ceiling, like 3 or 4 men together. And she says that basically she's going to keep Sanji with them as a pet. And Sanji was like, he wants to love all the ladies. And she's like, you can't go cheating on me, and that he needs more discipline because of this. So basically, Sanji is trapped still. We also see the men that she have saying that they only love Black Maria, and she's like, they can't survive without her love. So yeah, Black Maria pulls back again to go and discipline Sanji for cheating on her. And when she swings back and is about to hit him, we see Robin pulls out her move, Giganto or Gigantesco Monet. She used this move on Monet. And we see a giant hand appears and smacks Black Maria right across his face, like, and knocks her back. And she falls, and she's like, how you get inside, how you got inside this place. And Robin basically tells her, I could bloom anywhere. And Black Maria is pissed off because she's like, how dare you hit my face. And Robin is like, you imagine it would be so easy to capture me. We see Sanji crying now because he's happy Robin came to save him. And in doing so, we see Robin is there in her kimono, and she has a trover as well. It's flowers, it seems, and stars maybe. But yeah, Robin is there, and she finally says that she mentions that she spent a long time working in bad or evil organizations, and when she sees horrible things being done to her friends, it brings out the demon in her, or the devil in her, depending on which translation you're reading. This is a callback to, I guess, when Robin was known as the devil child or the demon's child back in the day. So yeah, that's a good callback. And also a callback to her past organizations that she worked in, because she mentioned it. So that's pretty cool that we're getting that callback, and we're finally going to see Robin maybe put up a fight. We then see Brooke appears, Brooke casually appears and cuts the webs. And in doing so, Sanji is set free. We see all of Black Maria's subordinates shocked that it happened, and Sanji basically tells them he doesn't think he would do well here. He's going to rescue Kinemon and the others to make sure they're safe. And Brook says he knows that Sanji wouldn't be able to help here. So Sanji runs off, and basically Black Maria says, "Stop, Blackleg, don't let him leave." And Robin, with a badass line, was like, "Is that your final words?" And we see her smirking, and she calls out to Sanji and was like, "Thanks for relying on me." She appreciates it. We see Sanji now with his heart eyes running away. And Brook is like, "Oh, be careful, I froze the ground on the way up." And we see Sanji slip and slide and fall headfirst into some ice. So yeah, Sanji being Sanji, I guess. We now cut away and we see more of Momo, Yamato, and Shinobu. They're still in the room with this dragon statue that they melted or broke. And we finally get an explanation now to what these little creatures, being the rat and the cats and all that, with the paper tag on their faces. It seems they're cyborgs, so I'm guessing Queen built them. We still need to know if Queen has any connection to Vegapunk or Judge, but basically Queen is the one that made the cyborgs, and they're linked with the actual real people who use it. And like she says, the vision is linked, kind of like Pain from Naruto. All 6 of them with the Renegon had linked vision. So these rats then and cats and animals are linked visually and by auditory things. So what they hear and see, everyone else can hear and see as well. So they found out, and Yamato is like, the only way to get Momo out of here now is to hide him. Well, Shinobu says that, and Yamato is like, "Alright, we'll get you out of here." And to hide him, she opens her top and tells that sneaky little brat Momo to hop in. Momo is a lucky man. Very, very lucky. But yeah, she hides Momo in her clothes, and they bust through the door, and they're like, basically they have to knock everyone out so no one would know where they are. Then we cut away again, because I guess this chapter we're being showcased everyone, not just Sanji, but everyone. And we see on the 3rd floor, Jack is running to go and meet the Scabbards, and he tells Black Maria to fall back. She's not strong enough, or the Toby Rope in general is not strong enough to deal with them, but they're pretty strong. And I guess he wants revenge on Inuarashi and Nekomamushi for wrecking him. So yeah, one thing to notice about Jack, he's all bandaged up from his previous fight, but one of his tusks looked like it was broken, one on this side, and it looks like he used duct tape to stick it back together. So that's pretty funny. But he's just run into his place now. And now we get a really, really cool panel. We get Black Maria, a back view of her. She takes off her top. Oh, I see what you're doing there. But she takes off her top, and we see there's a tattoo on her back. And she has a weapon. I'll discuss what that is later on and the meaning of the tattoo. But she takes off her top and she has this cool looking weapon, and she says that she appreciates Jack taking this job to get rid of the Scabbards. And she tells Robin that basically at the end of this fight you're going to belong to Master Kaido. And Robin says, "No thanks, I'd rather be dead." And we see her smiling a little, and we see Brooke blushing, because of course Black Maria took off her top. And she looks pretty sinister. And the chapter ends with that, and I believe the next chapter is March 7th. So that's pretty good. So some things to note now. In this chapter, Sanji mentioned, that his armament wasn't working when he was going to use it to defend himself. And that's probably based on purely that he refuses to hurt women, so obviously his armament wouldn't activate, because then it would hurt Black Maria's hand. So that's one thing to mention. So basically, Sanji is useless against women in a fight. The second thing is Black Maria's weapon. This flaming wheel with the face on it is based on the Japanese myth called Wanyudo. Yeah, Wanyudo, I believe, and probably butchered that. But it's basically in English, it's called a fire wheel or a soul taker, and basically is a man who was bad or a tyrannical daimyo. Then, if we speak it in the ancient times, he was a tyrannical daimyo, and he had his subjects executed and all of that, kind of like Orochi then. Um, and his head was basically attached to an ox cart wheel after he died, and he's basically like uh, how would I put this? He basically guides and steals souls to the underworld, I guess. Um, so yeah, and that's basically what this weapon is based off of. I'll try to put it up on the screen somewhere here for a better understanding for everyone to see. And lastly, now we get Black Maria's tattoo. Um, the word itself on the tattoo refers to a disaster that falls upon men when a woman likes him. So this is reference again to Black Maria when she likes a man. We saw earlier in this chapter how she keeps them as pets, I guess. So more reference to that, and that's what her tattoo stands for. But this was a really good setup chapter. It showed us a few things of what's going on around the battlefield. I'm interested to see how she uses this weapon to fight Black Maria. I hope Robin as well uses some pretty cool new moves, maybe a clone or two more, maybe a giant Robin. Well, I think we saw that before, but it would be cool if she does it again, I guess, to even up with the height difference between her and Black Maria. But yeah, this was a good chapter all in all. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Because there wasn't too much again aside from that. Like I said, I discussed everything as we were going through it, so nothing out of the ordinary currently mentioned. The only thing out of the ordinary was that weapon, so we got that. And of course, like I said, Sanji can't fight women, we established that. Oh, one more thing, the cyborg animals are called Marys, and the really ones who are using the ability are called Marys as well. I don't know if the name is a reference to anything, but so far, no. So yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like, and I'll see you all in the next one.